Congressman Mike Waltz from Florida. I served on the ground multiple tours as a Green Beret in Afghanistan. I want to show you a few things and tell you about some of the losses that we've occurred and what the Taliban mindset is. I have here what they call a night letter from the Taliban that I leave hanging on my office wall. This letter was sent not to American military, the Afghan military, it was sent to a school principal. Told him that if he didn't get out of town, he would be beheaded within 24 hours. You know what his crime was? Teaching girls. He stood his ground. They didn't get him, but they got his brother, beheaded him, burnt the school to the ground, chased him, his family into hiding. I leave this up as a reminder of the evil that we're dealing with and what we're condemning these people to. We've talked about our interpreters and our allies. I had one, the guy was such a fighter, we called him Little Spartacus. Spartacus was on the waiting list for the SIV program. He was found at a Taliban checkpoint with American documentation on him. You know what they did? They took him back to his village, beheaded his brothers and his cousins in front of him, and then him to send a message. That's what thousands of American citizens, and let me use this word, stranded in Afghanistan right now are facing. We are on the cusp of the biggest mass hostage crisis this country has ever seen. This will make 1979 in Tehran look like a sleepover. We cannot abandon Americans. We never leave a fallen comrade. And if Joe Biden doesn't extend that deadline and tell the Taliban, we are going to extend it or else, we're going to leave Americans behind 11 days before the 20th anniversary of September 11th? Are you kidding me? Is that what's really happening right down the street on Pennsylvania Avenue? We stood here bipartisan in April as soon as he made that announcement and said, if you don't start getting people out right now, you are giving them a death sentence. If you pull our military assets out before you get Americans or allies out, you're consigning them to death, like this school principal and his family. Final thing, America is going to face Al-Qaeda 3.0. The intelligence community has been clear and has briefed us repeatedly. The Taliban taking over means Al-Qaeda 3.0 comes roaring back, except now we're in a worse position than we were before 2001. We have no bases in the region. Our local allies are being hunted down as we speak. And as you've heard today, the Taliban are going to be armed to the teeth so that when future American soldiers have to go back in to deal with the problem and deal with the incompetence of this administration, how many are going to die now because they're going to have to fight their way through our own equipment, our own damn equipment, to deal with Al-Qaeda 3.0. Are we going to have another Pulse nightclub? Are we going to have another San Bernardino? Are we going to have another 9/11 because of that incompetence? Well, this Congress is going to lead. Our offices right now are operations centers, calling gate guards, calling the Kabul airport, guiding people through, telling them how to avoid Taliban checkpoints. Our own Congress. It's unbelievable, the lack of leadership. So I 100% agree. That blood is and will be on Joe Biden's hands, and this Congress will hold him accountable.